excuse me. Stan and I got sent over here at one of our local housing plants to install a garbage can pad with a sidewalk connecting to the driveway. Stan's getting us set up with our lumber. I'm gonna jump on the machine and start doing some digging. Okay, so I have it all dug out. Stan's running our first form. Now one thing I wanted to point out here is I know I didn't take out that much dirt, but basically all we're looking for here was to remove the grass and the topsoil. We have a pretty big change in elevation from our driveway where the sidewalk's going to meet to our regular grade height. So what we did is we're just going to pick our garbage can pad up a little bit higher than our grass line. That way all of the dirt that I just dug out, we can fluff this back in for them. We can lose it here. We don't have to haul anything away. And we can save the homeowners some money. So the battery is going to die here shortly. So I'm going to set this up on time lapse while me and Stan run these forms. Okay, here we are, job number 2 with this truck. Just this little garbage can pad and sidewalk. My dad gave me a battery, or a camera that has a battery on his bed, so I don't know how much footage I'm going to get of this, but I'll try for you guys. 22% left on my battery. So I didn't film any of the pouring, but obviously we got it poured, everything's bull floated. The guys are doing cleanup now. I really like the positioning of this because, as you can tell, the exception of right here, this is all in the sun, so that's going to go real nice. It's going to set up. It's not going to just lay around, so hopefully we'll be finishing this in a few minutes. We just cut the edge in. Now my dad said we could finish this however we wanted, whether that's straight broom or picture frame edge. I was leaning towards the straight broom to eliminate any sort of slippery areas while they're pulling their garbage cans, but the front sidewalk over here has a picture framed edge. The street walk, the apron, both have picture framed edges, so we're going to go ahead and finish this with the 4-inch picture frame edge mark and finish our control cuts. So try to get some footage of all that for you, but the battery's dwindling down.
You gotta scrape up some cream.
Tell him, Jim. Tell him what you're doing. He scraped up some cream to build these corners up so that as we finish it, it's nice and even, same level, and you don't have a corner that dives down or is just not full.
You know, on a tight radius like this, you don't always have to go exactly to the mark. You can like look at it and say, man, this might be a little better over here.
Very good, Jim.
You like that?
We'll make a YouTuber out of you yet. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so that's how we put our control cuts in. Wait a little bit longer and rub it. So you always want to try to broom your pads so they go cross traffic. So as the homeowner comes walking down this pad, all of these pads will be broomed out this way. And as they make that turn, as you can see, they'll be turning the way they're walking. So you want those broom marks to kind of reflect that. Make sure we're giving them as most traction as we can. I broom it over the joint. Sometimes these little air bubbles don't like to close up. That's how that's done. So now I just wait and get some overall footage as soon as we're done. 5% battery left. There it is. Everything's done. No railroad tracking allowed here. That's a huge pet peeve of mine. All of these edge marks and joint marks hit nicely. Everything's broomed, looks good.
Okay, this is our final day of pouring. Tom's putting a couple conduits underneath the sidewalks. There. Sprinkler, low voltage lighting. That way it's all taken care of. Today we're pumping the concrete down to these hard to get to areas. We have Joe from Graph Pumping.
Morning.
And Stan. So. You can do this with one guy, but it sure is easier with two. Sorry, one person. There you go. A couple more to clip together. Yeah, see if we're done with it. You can pull it up. Alright, mixer's due any minute. All of our step liners are in place. Jim's just making the last cut. Go down and show you that. Okay, we ran a couple of tap cons into this. This all gets covered. You're not going to see these two little holes. Some bracing up the middle. 6 foot wide. We'll see a little bow in this if we don't do that. Tom's putting in a final conduit. And then we'll spread these rebar out. I think I hear the mixer. Still quite early. So yesterday I talked briefly on layout of these steps, and I was doing it quick. So from the bottom of my start step, I held a board with a level and 2%, and I measured down from this point to my deck height, and that was, I believe it was right around 37 inches. And I know my step is 7 1/4. So that's simple math. It tells me how many risers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I took from that point and plumbed down the run and just divided it up by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that gave me my layout this way. So I might not be explaining it well. I'll do it again in another video, but that's how you do it in a nutshell. So we put the hose up on 2x4 or any type of blocking. We don't want it laying on the form. That'll mess up our height. And that hose pumps back and forth as we're pushing concrete through it. So we don't want it to scratch our brand new concrete. That's why we don't just put it directly on the new concrete. So we're mixing up our prime for all this hose. Now this rubber line really sucks the moisture out of the concrete. So we have to do this. Here's something new. I've never seen this, and what a great idea. This is, what's this called, Joe? A prime port. A prime port. So he puts a riser on it, and it's like an airlock. Is that correct? And then we can put the slurry right down that. Before we'd have to break it here, dump the slurry in it, and then reconnect. This makes it a lot easier. I can't wait to use it. The airlock he's talking about, that way as it's pumping, sometimes you get that kickback. This should eliminate a lot of that. So very little mess on the street, was able to dump it right in. Helped out pretty good. All right, I think we're all mixed up. Ready to go. Okay, here we go. Will it clog? It's not a question of will it clog. How many times do you think it'll clog, Joe?
I hope 0.
Me
It
too.
better be 0.
This is a 1B stamp mix. A lot of cement. Get you in between there. So it'll flow through the steel line real good. And then as it starts getting into the rubber starts sucking the moisture, the cream away from the aggregate, and then it balls up the aggregate, and that's what clogs. And once he starts pumping, you can see the line moving. He's feeling for the concrete right now. And he'll just follow it down the hill. As it clogs, he'll beat on it with a small sledge. Holding the slurry back a little bit. You can hear it going right through the pipe. Ah. Okay.
0 times, Tom!
Yeah, victory! I wanted to put that in a wheelbarrow. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, steps are just about done. What we like to do is just float from the bottom of the upper riser, keep everything nice and true, nice and full, making sure these corners are full now rather than later. Just working around the bracing. How many more holes you got to go over there?
8.
As soon as you find that bottom riser, bowl floating up top. Looks good. These are 6 foot wide, so we had to run a center brace so they didn't push. How'd we do? I think they look pretty good. I think they look real good. So since we had the pump concrete. We're just filling in the holes for the fence post grant?
Yes, netting post.
Netting. Okay, a couple more of those to go and we are done with this project. Okay, just getting all of our cuts in. We have this one centered on the pad. Drop the camera in the concrete. So now off of this cut, I don't know if you can see it right there, we have a chalk line center of pad. So then I went center of pad that way. It's on an angle from everything, but it really works good because we have things coming in at different positions. Getting our cuts in over here to break that up. We know those legs are going to want to crack, and then one across there for separation. There you go. Okay, I'm going to get this saw cut so it's done with the mess before we start our rollings of the slate pattern. Go to time lapse. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, so everything is cut, troweled, re-rolled, opened up real nice. Let's go down and see those steps. Almost ready to put our slate texture on. Two top ones are done. 1, 2, 3, 4 to go. I just peel them off, and we'll run these right up to the garden hose and squirt them off. So that's the only thing we have to do is take care of those seams. Watch how easy that is. I'll set the camera up and help out. Some texture on this. See how it just leaves that pattern. And every once in a while he'll give it a flip, change it up. That's what we're looking for right there. Splash of storm gray, sealer, that'll look great. Alright, I'm gonna get another wheel going. Steve's going around with a little wheel for the perimeter, for the border, for the edge. There it is, the edge.
There you go.
Sometimes it takes me a little while to find the right word. Okay, start getting all the dirty tools up top. Okay, I had to switch cameras. Got the steps just about done. Jim's taking a plastic bag, just touching right in there. Now Steve will roll that and it blends it real nice. Couple more to do here. Matt's touching up there. Everybody's busy but me. That looks nice. So this is a good place where it's going to want to crack. Right where it gets thick to thin, it's going to want to snap right here. You'll never even know it in that cut. Same thing, wherever it goes into the big pads, it's going to want to crack right here and there. So hopefully we're taken care of. Starting to pull the forms, get them up top. We got one more project to do today. Just one. Okay, there's the steps all done. This project is about a wrap. Tomorrow I'm going to come over, clean, color, and seal. Talk to you then. Okay, I wanted to come back over here and show you the final of this project. Nice handrail along it. Wow, did this turn out nice. Now, we never did get this colored and sealed. We're going to wind up doing this in the spring. It was taking too long with landscaping, so we can do that anytime. But I wanted to come over and show you the sport court area. How neat is that? All of our connector walks and steps coming through there to their storage unit underneath there. How cool is this, huh? Putting green? I like it. I like it a lot. Very nice setup in this backyard. So I always enjoy being part of these. I like seeing them come together. The challenging part of it, bringing it all together. And just imagine people enjoying it and having fun out there. So once again, thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. Hit that like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Keep this channel growing.